Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Salette Sports Network, where the Salette Lions B side is facing off against the Morton Mustangs B side. Lions just came away with a victory against Morton in the A side, 87-12. So a great victory there. I'm Michael McCall, and I'm here with Coach Jason Lanther. Mr. Lanther, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. Excited for this game because a lot of the Seaside sophomores are getting more playing time, playing up. Probably more accurately said, playing where they need to be. Salette Cruz at 10. He's been playing scrum half. Michael Neese, there he goes. Nice attempt, but he's in. The starting lineup. We got Xavier Dean at number 1, Carlos Speck at number 2, Peter Agbaparon at number 3, Martin Shoverly at number 4, Dominic Wallace number 5, Nicholas Kellerman number 6, Ben Staffke number 7, and Ian Whitehead at number 8. I might have that mixed up. Ian Whitehead at number 8, that is correct. Liam Bentz at scrum half, number 9. Salette Cruz at 10. Michael Neese, who just scored, at number 11. On the wing, Connor Hanlon. Inside center, number 12. Sean Holman, number 13. Outside center, John Mawini. The wing, 14. I believe John Mawini is our in-game captain. And Gerard Nienaber at number 15.
And that conversion kick is good from Liam Bentz, number 9. So the Lions 7-0 in the first minute and 45 seconds of play.
With the pickup, goes into contact, good support. Kellerman with the pick and go. And of course, we're in the not so great state of Illinois, where the wind just blows like a fan, like somebody just turned on a fan and they don't turn it off. It blows and it blows. Makes the game difficult because throwing the ball, it gets all muddled and things like that. That would have been a good opportunity to kick to touch, but I can't blame him. Oh, Xavier Dean with a breakthrough. Nope, he's down. He gets good ball placement, and his support is there naturally because that's a Seaside player, and we spent a lot of time on ruck support. Sean Holman with a breakthrough. Good job. Here he goes. All right. And I'd say he's in.
And right now, the Lions B side, as they usually do, are getting the ball out to the backs. First, scored by the wing, number 11, Michael Neese, and then right there, Sean Holman, number 13. And again, as you just mentioned, the wind, it definitely has an impact on the kicking game, so Liam Bentz, I don't know, Mr. Lanther, you probably have more experience with kicking, but is that a difficult kick right there?
I mean, for the amount of practice that like guys like Liam and Daniel, who's actually out there right now, a lot of the practice they put in, I'd say no. But obviously with the wind blowing sort of the way it is and the direction it's blowing, always makes it tricky. I think he could punch. Yep, took it away. I would say that was obviously an easy kick. You could see the wind kind of catch it and just push it outside, which explains quite a bit.
That's going to bring the score 12-0 with 4 minutes into the game.
This is a pretty typical trajectory for our JV, playing about at this level, scoring early. Rugby Illinois has a interesting sort of scenario with their D2, and a lot of teams are actually fielding JV teams. So ours is just like theirs. It's a lot of JV, a lot of really what should be JV players, but it's technically the Division II varsity, hence the presence of even seniors on our team. Lost it forward and make the ball dead, and it is. Knock on.
And the offload, another thing that the C-side and B-side team have really been working on, especially last year.
The what?
The offload.
Oh yeah, definitely. Waiting to pass, waiting to have that defender commit, take that ball almost into contact, and then offload it. It takes a defender out of the game. Takes a defender out of the game, or not out of the game rather, but out of the line. And the goal is to overload their defense. So if we have the ball, we want to have a scenario where it's 2-on-1, 3-on-2, 4-on-3, whatever the case may be. And the way we do that, you'll see Salo, he's very good at it, and Connor as well. They'll run really hard at their man, at the guys defending them. They'll wait, just going into contact, and then they'll offload it. That guy's basically out of the picture.
And timing is key, because there were a couple times in the varsity game where...
Well, that was a knock-on, but the ref didn't call it. It's all right. Just Father Carlisle. Do something. In any case, there was a series of knock-ons, and then I guess it looks like it went to touch.
Morton Sherberly really standing up this year, stepping into position, and Seaside as he gets the line out there.
Not rolling away, not releasing. Well, he showed two signals. So when you tackle a guy, you have to release him and roll away. One of the principles of play in rugby is continuity. We like the game to keep moving. So, you know, in theory, right, the game never stops. Obviously it does. That's where infractions and stuff come in. But the principle of play is continuity of the game. So if you break the continuity, you infringe on the other team's ability to play the ball, and it's going to result in a penalty. Carlos Speck, solid throw-in. I gave him a hard time in practice over the last couple weeks, but he's really improved his throwing. Connor with a really solid kick. Another thing worth mentioning, you'll see guys kick, right? You think, oh, we have possession, we gave up possession. But as you know in rugby, right, the ball turns over quite frequently. So sometimes it's in our best interest to give away possession, but gain the meters, right? So in theory, if we can recover this ball, we'll have gained meters from when we originally had it. That's at least the idea. Going out. Pulls out.
And do you want to quickly explain, I know it's a newer rule, it's a little complicated, but the 50-22, especially when you're talking about kicking the ball back and forth.
Sure. So usually in play, right, like we have the ball or they have the ball and you kick it and it goes out of bounds, it's a line out to the other team. So in order to, I guess it's probably just to spice up the game. If either team kicks it from within their 50, so right now the white is on the north side of the field, right? If we're in our 50, inside of our 50, and we kick it, and it travels inside of the other team's 22. It has to touch in field, and then bounces out. It's our line out, right? So traditionally that would have been their line out. But now with the rule, the 50-22 rule, we win that line out. So that's massive meters gained, right? You imagine kicking some, let's just say inside the 50, you kick it halfway past the 22, you're now 15 meters from the try line in a single play. Knock on once again, advantage white though.
And that was a good play by Liam Bentz right there. He's watching the other fly half, and he's allowed to move up with the ball in the scrum. That's where the offsides line is, and he followed it up and then made contact and disrupted the throw.
Yeah, that's an interesting time, the scrum, right? The other scrum half, the opposing scrum half, he's looking for that. He's looking for that ball to come out of the scrum. He can't move. There's essentially an invisible offside line created by that last player, and he can't move past it. And so if the scrum half takes it out, like you just saw, he pulls it up, it's up. Now it is it's free game, and the ball is in play, and he can go for it. So being sharp, being quick is definitely important. Good kick, charged down by Salo. Great play, recovered by Morton though. Neighbor. Offsides. Offsides by Morton. Choose the quick tap. Peter Agbaparone with the hard run forward. Great. Peter is excellent at the leg pump and drive. Ball's out. See the JV Morton kicking a lot more than I think the varsity was doing. I think it was a pretty decent strategy for them at this point. What do you think, Michael? I forgot that I'm sitting next to you right now.
They definitely have the wind at their back. They have that advantage. They just need to chase down the ball when they kick it. And I feel like they're kind of standing back there.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's that kick, and you know a guy on your team is about to kick it. I mean, you got to be practically in a three-point stance, ready to hit the road, bolt downfield, and try to recover that ball, or at least make the tackle, so that way the other team's not just making that recovery.
And they got to also, the guy who kicks it, has to make sure that he's putting everyone on sides. He can't just stand there. He also has to run forward, and they don't really seem to be doing that. So definitely with the wind at their back right now, it could be an advantage, but they have to put all of that into practice.
Yeah, you know what we need over here on the scaffolding is a board to block all this wind. You know, I'm from California, you're from Florida, so we're kind of spoiled with the weather.
Except I like the cold. The hot gives me headaches.
Oh,
I like
stop
cold weather.
That's a horrible thing to say. I think if Salette just goes way south, you know, just moves the school way south, I think that'd be great. I'm just kidding. I can't say that anymore because, you know, during opening ceremonies, Father Sick mentioned that the apparition of Our Lady of La Salette was 1846, and the zip code of Georgetown, Illinois is 61846.
Exactly.
So I figured I have to stop saying that.
But just a little bit of palm trees would be nice.
Yeah, I agree. It'd be good if we had a pool,
Exactly.
indoor pool. Looks like the kick went out the back. Did it go out the back?
I believe it did.
We were talking about palm trees. I stopped thinking. So it's got to come back. It'll be a scrum to white.
And we've seen some great restart kicks in this season, especially in the varsity A-side game against Nequa, where they were able to kick it to the 5-meter line, basically, and right there it went out the back, but if it had touched ground first, and that would have been a great kick.
Nice out by Liam. Good. See, that was 2 defenders into Sallow. Sallow drew in 2 defenders, which was a great play. Obviously, Connor knocked the ball on. It happens. I tell them all the time. Even the pros do it. They knock it on.
I mean, the pros practice tackling, rucking, and passing.
That's it. It's the key to success. Well, and then doing that consistently well. There's a lot of guys with beards on the Morton JV team. Ball's out. Ooh. Oh, come on. Sometimes I forget I'm broadcasting. I have to be careful.
The worst on broadcast is, I guess you could say, brain farts. When you have something to say in mid-sentence, you forget.
Yeah. I suppose you just let it go and be like, well, yeah, well, we're just letting the game marinate a little bit.
And I mean, I asked Mr. Gazzoli this, but for you, which do you prefer if you were going to pick a line out or a scrum?
Well, technically, balls you take into contact, your own scrums and your own lineouts are balls that you should always isn't a too strong of a word. Those are balls that you should be winning. You shouldn't lose balls that you take into contact, or they're your lineouts or your scrums. So like we just stole that ball, we lost it on the ground contact, which happens. But in general, you should not lose balls going into contact. You shouldn't lose your own scrums or your lineouts. You know, in theory, obviously you do sometimes. But so I don't know.
And then on to
Mr. Vitri coaches a lot of the forward pack, the scrums and the lineouts. I don't know if I can answer that question really well. It really depends. So like the early part of the Seaside season, Carlos's throw-ins were like pretty atrocious, so I hated every time there was a line out because I knew it was probably going to get turned over. But like I said, he did improve, so to his credit.
And then for pure entertainment-wise, what you rather prefer watching?
I mean, watching people get lifted up in the air is always pretty entertaining. So
it's definitely a lot more difficult than you think. I did it freshman year training, and
yeah, it's a lot of choreography.
Yeah, it just looks like they jump up in the air and they push, but
kind of a
timing is important.
You guys got peanut M&Ms back here?
We do, the spoils of media crew.
It's not as good as the chicken wings I brought that one time.
Hasn't happened this year yet?
I don't know. I'm kind of busy though. I try. Did you already introduce all the film crew?
Not yet. This game that Mr. Gazzoli always remembers, I always forget.
William Reen, of course, holding it down.
Jacob Staffke.
Jake Staffke above us on the scaffolding. You know, it'd be really good if they could, John Reen, somebody needs to tell him to get a good footage of the broadcasters live so the people at home could see what a great vantage point we have.
That's what I fought for.
The only reason I came over here is because it had M&Ms and it's the best seat for these games.
High up in the air, 50 meter line.
Yeah. None of all the little kids running around, you know, screaming and yelling. Just nice and quiet, just the teams.
And then at other fields, you get the press booth sometimes.
And then we got Vincent Boozing, you know, totally out of place. Post game, shaking the scaffolding and eating our M&Ms.
Most of the varsity players, we always get to talk to them because they always come to our booth to look for food.
Oh, yeah. Oh, great play by Salo. Great run by Connor. Yes, well expected. Oh, ball went forward. knock on. But see, even in this scenario, right, just the nature of the game of rugby, you know, it's rough, right? But think about where we had the ball just a few moments ago, right? We were inside of our 22. Now it is technically their ball, but we're inside their 50, right? So one of the principles of play is to go forward, retain. Another is to retain possession. So if you're not necessarily retaining possession, you can still go forward. Scrum, yep, looks like the scrum turned. Benz took it into contact. Good rucking, and Henry Dittman with the ball. Another knock on.
For the Scrums, the hooker, I believe I talked to Father Dylan Flannery about this a lot, and because he was a hooker himself, and he explained to me a lot on what the hooker does, and definitely an entertaining job. They're completely suspended from the ground. They're being supported by their teammates, and their goal is to kick the ball back to their own opponents. And in theory, you're supposed to roll it straight in, but I think now you're allowed to. Well,
yeah, so technically it goes straight, but the scrum half can align himself essentially towards his team. So remember, because of the principles of play, they're not worried about a strict interpretation of the rule as much as they are that you're generally following the rule. So if it's your scrum, it's not expected that it's completely, well, fair is not the right word, completely equal. So the scrum half can favor his half as long as the ball goes generally straight. Sorry, my wife just texted me and said stop chewing M&Ms into the microphone. It's a really annoying sound, so I'll stop.
Blaze and I joked about eating chips on the broadcast, but we decided that it would be too disruptive. So
you were being so kind. You just stared at me while I was chomping away in the microphone. But
it's the very stereotypical, I guess, bad broadcasting.
Yeah, I don't really know what I'm doing. I came here purely for the food and the vantage point, and I figured I had to hold a mic. I had a microphone in order to do that. A lot of knock-ons. These are brand new balls. They shouldn't be knocking them on this bad. The wind's not too horrible. We just got 2 new game balls. They're very nice, real grippy.
I was talking to Brother Jude about it, and he says that he would never knock it on if he was playing with it, and that's how grippy it was. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just Brother Jude saying that, or.
Well, like I said, the pros knock it on, so it happens. But I always hate to lose possession.
And then it also stops the play of the game, which I mean can be nice for the backs, I guess, to get a breather.
Yeah, it's true. It's almost a bit strategic. If you watch professional games, you know, there's technically no stoppages, right? But there are opportunities where they might be able to. Great kick with the wind at your back. I'll just grab the ball. Let's go. Tackle by Nienaber, following his kick, always important. If you kick, so Nienaber made that kick, everyone on the white team in front of him was offsides until he passed them, or the other team catches and makes so many meters. He was offsides. Well, he was clearly offsides when he stole that, but it is what it is. Good tackle, Martin Shoverly. No surprise there, though. He's been so dominant at the Seaside. We have a really nice problem right now, and that is we have a large number of players between the Seaside and the JV, especially in that sophomore class. Just a great group of athletes, and so we've basically run into the issue of wanting to get maximized playing time for those guys and trying to get them in Seaside games, JV games, whatever works, just to get the minutes. Ball's out, go. Slow on the draw there, slow on the draw.
And then you see a lot of times that the professionals or they basically fall on the ruck, but nothing's called. So is that just like a
No,
the rules?
it's the high school level. That's a big question, but at the high school level, there's a couple things going on. Obviously, the experience of the refs to call certain things. I would say there's a tendency, this isn't obviously totally true, but there's a tendency among American refs to call the games very tight, whereas again, principle of play, continuity of the game. We don't want to blow the whistle. So the refs, you watch like, European or, South Pacific rugby or anything like that. You'll see the game's a lot more fluid. Stoppages are not nearly as frequent. I forgot your question.
For collapsing on the ruck.
Yeah, so basically they're just looking to see that, so that initial, the point is that the team, even if they're on top of them, kind of laying down and stuff, they haven't collapsed it, and they've just simply, the ball is still basically won, right? They took it into contact, they cleaned out, they sealed their own ruck. Just because a couple guys fall, it doesn't affect the fact that, well, it was still their ball and the other team wasn't able to play that anyway. Great poach by Salo. He's off his feet, so he's got a release, but he'd already won the poach according to the ref, so it's the white ball. We just need some help. Got to drive him forward. We're just watching. This is coach side of me. I wanted to start yelling right now, but I stopped myself because there's a mic next to my mouth.
Especially when everyone gets sucked into the ruck and just kind of freezes, deer in headlights.
Man, Salo's a good transition for Salo at 10 because being the great poach by that Morton number 12. Oh, maybe not. Not releasing. So basically, number 12 did not. You have to really make it certain to the ref that you release the tackler before you poach the ball. It was close enough to where he didn't feel like he had sufficiently released the La Salette player.
Michael Neese. It was a little bit a while ago, but a great tackle earlier. It was on a breakaway, and I just, he's a newer player, definitely this year. I believe he played rugby in Europe, so I don't know if he brings the experience to this team, but
he runs well for a wing because he runs nice and straight, right?
It's not the American.
Not the American football, sort of like lateral
drifting.
Running, drift hard, right? Great run by. Who is number 12 right now? Is that Connor? Yeah, Connor. Great score, great run by Connor. Nothing new there, really. He plays fly half number 10 for the Seaside, and that's exactly how he runs. So just transitioning to that 12 for this JV game is excellent fit. Super happy to see these guys being consistent, whether it's Seaside or JV. What happened?
I was just looking for William Reen.
We lost our Reen. We've lost a Reen. I think he's
he might be up above us helping with the camera.
Let's see.
Oh, here he is. He has returned.
He's back.
And I believe the score
we were worried, William, because you left. We weren't sure where you were. But you're here now, so all is good.
29-0, I believe.
So you guys can't see it. We'll have to get some sort of camera so everyone can see behind the scenes at some point. But William's back here running OBS Studio, which is the platform to manage the cameras, the scoreboard, the broadcast. Can mute me if he needs to or wants to.
I've only been muted by one person, and that was Kevin Quigley.
Was that during basketball?
It was.
Ouch.
I forgot why.
What's he doing?
I don't remember. I think I kept saying how much I liked one of the players.
On the other team?
No.
Yeah, that's. Wait, what?
I think it was on our team.
Oh.
Okay,
well,
that's getting annoyed, and then
that's fair.
But I think I just would not stop talking about it, so he tried to make a statement.
Okay. All right, we're back in the game. Calls out, went backwards. Yep, Salo. Those soccer skills coming in handy, along with Connors. Ian Whitehead picks it up, and he is away. He's gone. You can see it already. Ian's got great, he's got that great, straight running speed as well. Really can bolt out of there and move downfield. He's actually playing 8-man, so like last year he played a lot on the wing. He's a real versatile guy. It'll be hard to he's definitely a guy that can play, especially right now. You could put him as a forward, making a lot of tackles. He'll do that well. You can put him out on the back line, and he'll definitely make those runs.
And every single year I always hear the coaches say, don't get attached to a position, don't be waiting to play a position. And in the professionals, don't most of the players know how to play all of the positions just because they get moved around a lot?
Yeah, that's a pretty fair statement. I mean, obviously, like there's just size and all that. There's not a huge difference between a forward and a back. There is a huge difference between forwards and backs at the professional level. But between the back line, you'll see a decent amount of some mobility. But for us, I think what really the point is Father Bevan, Brother Jude, Mr. Vitri, myself, we really sat down at the beginning of the year and we talked about what we wanted to do with the program, Lost Let's Rugby program. Obviously, we've had a lot of roller coaster success over the years, and we really wanted to build consistency, and one of the ways we knew we needed to do that was to really focus on a feeder system to the top, right? So the Seaside and the JV level, we're not focused, strictly speaking, on winning. We're focused on development, right? So it's pure and simple. And so to your point, we want the guys playing lots of positions. Obviously, between 10th grade and 11th grade years, a lot of growth that happens, right? Guy at the Seaside level who might be a forward turns out to be a really great back.
And I've heard a couple of the varsity players talk about it, and they say it's definitely an improvement, but they said that they wish they kind of got that development in their younger years, just because.
Yeah, COVID was kind of a kick in the pants. Oh, Xavier Dean with a great breakaway there. Good support by Dominic Wallace, as always. Dominic's probably one of the top guys in terms of reliably being there to support.
Really quickly, I know this is random, but I'd like to draw attention to that sunlight right over there. The movies when
what's that?
Like the movies when the sun comes out and you always think it's unrealistic.
Oh yeah, great sunsets around here. It's because it's so flat. It's kind of still playing the player there. Nope. Not sure. What are we calling here? Yeah, well, it was a penalty. Either way, ball's back in play. Liam takes it. Shoberly's there to support. Dominic's there. Peter's there. Peter's got the pick and go. Better watch out for that guy. Great pop pass by Salo. Quick hands by Connor. Good pass out. Nice is in there. Just about back to Salo. Woo, just a little bit of a high tackle there. Yep, let's see. I can't see the signal. Yes. Yeah, so it looked like it was a high tackle. I mean, I could kind of see it from here, but I wasn't 100% sure if that's what the sir was going to call, but he did call that high tackle on Salo. That's that signal. You see the ref put his arm up at a diagonal across his body, up near his neck. Who scored? Nicholas Kellerman. Braden Wall, number 6, coming by the stands.
And since we were talking about Illinois, quick random fact here, you know which state is the flattest state?
Is it Illinois?
No, it is not.
Kentucky. No, wait. Nebraska.
Nope.
Really?
Once I say it, you'll understand, but nobody guesses it.
Flattest state. I don't know.
Florida. Because of all the water.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense.
At least that is the research that I did. And that kick is barely going to squeak in between the uprights.
Halftime.
As the sir blows the whistle for the end of the first half, we will take a quick break, so please don't leave too long, about 5 minutes. Please come back to listen to the second half of the game. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Salette Sports Network, where we're bringing you the second half of the B-side Salette Lions game versus the Morton Mustangs. I'm here with Coach Jason Lanthier. Coach, how's this game been so far?
It's gone as planned.
There we go.
We practice, JV and Seaside very much practice I'll call it a simple structure of play, geared towards really, great counter ruck. Of course it was Toby. Yep, that's expected. Sorry. So they're doing what they're supposed to do.
This B-side has definitely been doing well this season. They have a perfect record right now. Hopefully they can keep that up. They have a difficult game coming up next week against the Chicago Lions, so we'll see how they handle that team.
Great poach by Ian Whitehead. Yes. All right. Whoa, we had drone footage? No, we're not. Game's in. Kellerman with a great hard run. Oh, yeah, breakaway run. Hard man to stop. Those long legs pumping. Kellerman has the best, Nicholas Kellerman has the best game face. You guys can't really see it in the film. I see it all the time at practice. He just gets going, and he's got like the gritted teeth, teeth bared, you know, just he's just driving forward. It's great.
I mean, I know camera crew gets a lot of heckling because they kind of just stand on the sideline taking pictures, but in the games they have some great pictures of, I guess, people's game faces. Some people looking like they're flying, hovering over the air, or sometimes using the force because of just the picture that they get.
No, it's true. We do media pretty well around here. Lots of pictures. Gosh, we should make those like 4,000 photos available, because that's probably about how many we have by the end of the season. Yeah, probably more than that.
But that try brings us 45-0.
Hey, he's got us. You got to switch to the drone. Hurry, so you can get us on camera here, so everyone can experience the broadcast crew. Oh, okay. Oh, never mind. Technical difficulties.
Very hated but used word in the media department, technical difficulties.
True. Great catch by Gabe. Got that ball out just like we practice. Good support. He's there. Toby with the pick and go. You know, we don't have concession stands for rugby games yet. I think we'll get there.
We had one for state, I believe.
True,
Seaside.
true. We did.
It's a work in progress.
We didn't sell pickle liquors, though. I had to work concessions in Georgetown because my kids play baseball there. Great kick by Gabe Staffke. Got Edgar hard on that ball.
50.
Oh, boy. Nope. It's inside. Inside the 22. That was nearly there. But yeah, so in Georgetown, at the concession stand, I'm doing my time, and I'm sitting there, and the lady's kind of introing me to the place. She's like, "Yeah, this is how you make the pretzels. You know, here's the cheese, and the pickle liquors are over here in the freezer." And I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" She was like, "Oh, the pickle liquor." So I said, "What's a pickle liquor?" So it's just pickle juice in a condiment cup, and it's frozen.
Oh.
And so one time this kid got hurt, and this lady came to concessions. She said, "Can I get some ice?" And I looked all around. There was no ice. And I took a whole bunch of pickle liquors, and I put them in a bag, and that was what I gave them to ice this girl's leg.
Yeah, some people just like drinking pickle juice. I cannot stand that.
Good play by Connor out to Marcel. Great hands. Oh, great whip. Pull that pass out to Salo, I think, who's now moved out to the wing. So again, JV, you'll see a lot more mobility. Obviously, by the time we get to varsity, we have pretty fixed positions, right? Kellerman driving it in for a score. But like I was saying, so at the JV level, at the Seaside level, we like to move guys around, whether it's for opportunity to try different positions or just for us to evaluate, like, you know, how well they're doing. Also keeps them on their toes. You know, they've got to think a little bit differently at a different position. Yeah. So, sort of a number of reasons why we do it. But if you've watched a lot of the JV games, Gabe Staffke's usually number 10. He did some subbing at the wing during the varsity game. So that's to my point. You know, there's a lot of that.
If Salette was going to sell anything in concessions at rugby game, I would put hot dogs on the top 3.
Hot dogs? No, everybody does hot dogs.
Exactly,
I think
so
the
good.
pulled pork nachos
Actually,
that
okay.
one time.
Yeah,
Those were.
yeah.
That was a good kick by who? He didn't make it, but
Sullivan.
Daniel Sullivan, of course, with a mighty kick. Daniel has put in, I think, more time in his own time working on his kicking game, which speaks to the fact that he's nailing kicks at a high school level that a lot of guys don't make, or at least outside of varsity, people just aren't making. Again, I don't think he actually made that kick, but it was a very close kick, and even close at that angle is definitely worth mentioning.
And then while you're just on the topic of kicking, just so when you score a try, you're allowed to take the ball vertically from that point. However, you're not allowed to move horizontally. So you can go back as far as you can.
Correct.
However, you must stay on that mark.
Correct. That's why, you know, you always see them run. Guys get into the try zone and they want to try to score as close to the center as possible, because obviously that's just an easier kick.
And again, on the topic of kicking, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but for a restart kick, you have to drop kick it, again, which is a difficult kick where it has to touch the ground before you kick it.
Yep, knock on. Must have missed it, but ball went out. Trainer. Oh, sorry, forgot I mic. Trainer. Oh, there she is. Oh, nope, he's back on his feet. I just talked to the trainer at half. I was letting her know that in rugby it's acceptable for, you know, because they don't necessarily stop the play every time somebody gets hurt. I was just letting her know that, oh, it's okay. She said, yeah, I know. Every time I try to go out there, they get up and they start running, and then I have to run back. So I think that's what just happened there. La Salette line out. We got Toby throwing. A lot of experience there. Oh, double bounce off of Whitehead's hands. Wow, it's just all over the place over there. I think we need binoculars. I can't quite tell what's happening.
I definitely need binoculars. Eyesight is not my strong suit.
Well, you know, from a coaching perspective, by the time you get to the game, there's very little that a coach can do in game. You can watch, make your notes, have a conversation at halftime, and that's about it, because certainly no one's going to hear you screaming across the field, besides the fact that that's not really even an effective way to play the game.
Which I think is great, because, I mean, a lot of other times, and it makes a lot of split decision calls up to the team, especially the captain, which is really good.
Yeah, well, hey, she didn't know because she just decided to lay there for 10 seconds. Pretty particular with our anytime there's any just, you know, possible, you know, head contact or anything, just a brief assessment. Seems to be fine. Trainer's checking them out right now, but that's pretty much protocol. Just a little bit of head contact. We just double check, make sure everything's good, just play safe, and then they can get back on the field. It doesn't count towards substitutions, although I don't think
15 minutes.
Are we restricted? I think we're restricted by subs.
12,
yeah,
I believe.
D2.
At least for A side.
Oh, I think it's 8 for ace high. Yeah, but he said he couldn't.
And then with that kick, it's going to bring the score 57-0. Daniel Sullivan's able to knock that one down.
Let's go, Deutsche! Come on!
Kick return is going to be by Marcel. Great runner. Ball's out to Gabe Staffke with a beautiful kick downfield. Oh, that's a heck of a run. Wind at your back like that. Oh, man, that's tough. Get it out.
And in the try zone. Gabe Staffke doing all the work.
It's touchdown in the try zone. I believe they're in the try zone. Are they in the try zone?
I think so.
There's no offsides in the try zone, so not really sure here. So it was grounded. Nope.
Whatever happened, Gabe Staffke, great play there.
Yeah, that was really good. This is okay. So this is a great example of what I was talking about earlier, right? We technically gave up possession in order to gain those meters, right? So we technically won the ball back. I say technically because I'm not sure that we should have won the ball back, but I can't also see what's happening down there. So either way, we won the ball back. So that's huge meters gained. And
it is our scrum.
Inevitable score here. Ian Whitehead at 8. Yep, and he's in. Like clockwork. Good sportsmanship from Ian Whitehead, making sure his counterpart on the other team was doing all right.
Hey, Toby. That's what you do. You're laying on the ground for 5 seconds.
62-0, that's the score, and we'll see if Daniel Sullivan's able to make this kick.
Ever since you left Seaside, man, you just returned to your old place.
A lot of substitutions. I can't really keep up with them. Thomas Schrader's on. Ben Staffke's on. Martin Schoberly is off.
Daniel
Did he make
Sullivan?
the kick?
He did from that angle.
There it is. You can count on Daniel to put those kicks away. I think if we had a kickoff or something tournament, like a Grand Slam almost type of thing, Daniel would probably win.
I don't know. There was that one varsity game where Kevin was going back and forth.
It
was his one good kicking game, and he was hitting them from sideline to side. I'm going to defend Kevin here.
No.
Sideline to sideline. He was making
them.
them.
No. Remember, he muted you during the basketball game.
He did.
Him. No.
That is true.
Daniel's got the consistency. I think we're going to have to set this up. This should be a postseason. That's going to be a postseason tournament. Oh, great hands-on. Oh, it was a good poach potential, but didn't execute it. Gabe with the pass out to Connor. Connor with the great run out to Marcel. Marcel, the selfless player, I will call him, offloading that ball to Salo, who makes that great hard run up the line for the meters, but we turned it over. I'm sure we'll get it back. Obstruction.
But who are the other kickers besides Daniel Sullivan, Kevin Quigley, Liam Bentz?
Yeah, I think there's kind of a mixed bag. So early in the season and even in the off season, several kickers got out there. Connor Hanlon, he actually kicks quite well. Joseph Sumatri, Quigley, Bentz. A lot of good kickers. They were out there, a lot of training with Bentz. Edgar with oh no, knocks it.
There's a knock on by Edgar, so even though the Lions got the ball, it's going to go back to Morton.
Yeah, the Sir went ahead and played advantage for the Red, of course, because they were able to take possession, but then they were not able to gain an advantage, so he brought it back to the original.
I know you told me not to defend Kevin, but Kevin might have the most.
Oh boy, here we go.
He might have the most stressful kick, which was the drop kick for the
yeah,
for
but
the
that's
lead.
but
That's
that's
a hard kick.
Yeah, but that's not a that's an in-game decision. I mean,
That
he could have
is.
kept it. It's not like a place kick where it's like now your only job is to kick for 2 points. Which was, don't get me wrong, the drop that the coach from Neckville Valley, I think, mentioned that he's like, I don't know that I've seen that in high school rugby at this, in the state or whatever. I'm sure it happens, but I don't even see that super regularly in a lot of the professional games that I watch. Certainly happens more frequently, but that was definitely probably a play of the season.
The best thing about it was just 2 seconds in the air. So the moments when everyone says like the heart stops and you just watch it.
Yeah.
It was one of those.
Yeah.
'cause
Oh
it's just
yeah.
flying through the air.
Definitely, just floating there.
And from this angle, you can't tell if it's going to go in until it goes in. And that's into touch, and it's going to be another line out.
Coach Hayes is running the show for this game. Oh yeah, great play. Coach Hayes is doing all the directing down there on the sideline. A lot of movement. A lot of the sophomores will be playing in a scrimmage versus a Indiana team next week, and so this second half is very much in preparation for that. So getting those guys moving around. There's somebody above me screaming. I don't think I don't think they should be allowed over here.
I agree.
This is the broadcasting.
Should
This is
put
the
it in
broadcasting
elementary.
booth. He's gonna have to go.
Respect the booth.
Yeah, respect the booth. Daniel lining up for. This is an easy kick for Daniel.
It is true. Kevin missed a couple quick kicks in the A-side game. We said it was the winds. Might have just been, so everybody has those games.
Yeah.
Daniel does knock that one
But
down.
I see Daniel out there putting in the minutes, putting in the kicks for 5-10 minutes after practice. He's just doing it. So
That's true. He does put a lot of time in.
paid off.
Another person that puts a lot of time in, John Bronner. I know he doesn't play rugby, but his brother Thomas Bronner, he was a good kicker too, I believe.
Yeah, John was in a tough scenario this year because he's the captain of the cross country team, and that's first time in the IHSA. We went all the way to state championship, so he's got a lot on his plate coming into probably a serious role in the basketball team, and then captain of the cross country team, which is obviously way more serious in terms of competition since we can go to the state championship. So he's definitely got a lot going on. So it's time for him to transition his priorities and bring the school up in other areas.
Definitely a great and you were the cross country kid.
I was the fill-in. I was just holding it down until somebody came along. Not much on the running side of the house, but
but that kick puts the score 71 for the Lions to 0.
all right, Ian. Oh, thought we might have had a breakaway there. Oh no, it can't present. Oh no, we saved it. Who's got the ball right now? Is that Schrader? I think it's Schrader. There you go, Salo. Oh, Salo. He's at scrum half now. We got Connor Hanlon at 10, Marcel at 12, Cook out at 13, and Liam. Yes, there goes Marcel. You're not catching him.
He had like 4 people around him, and they still couldn't bring him down.
Yeah, he's quick, fast fellow. Yeah, shifty. That's good for Marcel. He's a shifty guy. You know why? It's because he gets the ball. Quigley does it really well. Peter Dvorak. You know, well, they're all doing it better because we obviously make it a deliberate emphasis of practice. But, you know, they get the ball and you'll see them. They hold it out, right? So in rugby, we like to see that, right? You don't like to tuck it in under your arm like football, you know, and run because we want to be able to pass. So if you've got the ball sucked in and you're just holding it against your chest, there's no opportunity to pass that ball. Also, it makes the defense uncertain about what you're going to do, right? So you'll see them running. They'll have the ball kind of out in front of them. They're moving it side to side. They're opening up options for passing, right? So they can get those quick passes left or right. And then, of course, when you do approach contact, that's when you got to bring it in, protect it, and then take it into contact.
Yeah, because you have a triple threat when you're holding it out in front of you. Pass, take it in, and kick. So.
Yeah.
Approaching the 57th minute. So about
10, 12 minutes.
Yep.
I think we're 70
minutes.
70-minute game, 35-minute halves. Yes.
And
Cook.
Sorry. Edgar drops it, though.
Oh, is that what happened?
He just walked away from it, yeah, and he got knocked it, so.
Yeah, so because the game doesn't stop, even if you make a mistake, you still play the ball until the ref blows the whistle, because we want to even if we make the mistake, right, we want to force the ref to blow his whistle at that point, right?
Well, you saw it on the A side. The Morton players let the ball bounce around, but Fitzpatrick picked it up and ran it in for a try.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
The people in advantage can always just play the ball for their advantage.
Yeah, exactly. One. Salo with a great chip kick forward. Ooh, no support. We got a lot of white on red. Marcel with the tackle, and nope. Red with that, getting that ball out. Kellerman with a great stop. You know, the goal is to stop the other team from making the gain line. So right now where the Morton has the ball, right, their goal is to get forward to that gain line. Our goal is to stop the gain line. Statistically, I think it's something about 8. If you can stop them about 8 times behind their gain line, it usually results in a turnover. Obviously, it's not a guarantee, of course, but there's some good probability that if you're stopping them consistently behind their gain line, you're going to force a turnover.
And he's going to take him into touch, and there he goes.
Come on, Nick. Let's go, boys!
So it went into touch, so it's going to be the Lions line out.
Ref said the ball didn't travel straight. So you can't, obviously the angle, but there's a tunnel. It's called the tunnel, right? It's in between both teams. That ball has to travel generally straight down the tunnel. Now again, if it's your line out and you sort of favor your side of the tunnel, refs aren't going to call that, but it's got to be on that inside shoulder.
Yeah, exactly. You have about like a meter in between each team, so you have the inside shoulder of each team, and as soon as it goes past that, the ref should call it.
Connor punched it forward.
As it is exactly the 60-minute mark, and it goes back into touch again, so it's going to be another line out. However, this time it's going to be for Morton.
So if the ball touches any person or object,
Hey, what is it? That's not really it. You laying on the ground. I'm just telling you.
And now it's going to be a scrum for the Lions, I believe. And Salette's going to take it out.
oh, good ball to Marcel. Straight run. He's going down, but he made great meters, good distance. Sal is quick with that ball, and his passes are good. Oh, no. Cook lost it forward, but Red recovered it, so it's advantage to Red. I think the ref is still playing advantage.
I believe so.
The meters aren't quite there. Good dominant tackles, good dominant tackles. Keeping the gain lines, keeping those gains small, that's good.
Advantage gain there, the Sir says that, so now
He called it,
Lions
yeah.
have the opportunity to get the ball back. Advantage gained is just after you've gained a certain amount of meters, or if you kick it away, then your advantage from the penalty of the other team goes away.
Yep. Knock on.
Looked like a knock on. I don't know if something happened before it and canceled it out, but
Not sure what happened. Good tackle by Salo, targeting those arms, making that offload very difficult, messy. Good tackle by Marcel. Got on him.
and the Lions get the ball back now. That was Ian Whitehead who got in there.
Out to Marcel. Yep, he's gone. Oh, maybe not. Oh, he almost
Stumbled
Oh, I
there.
thought maybe he was going to get him. I thought, no, maybe not. Got to dive for those feet. Got to look for those feet.
Go for a wrapping attempt, get the ankles. Which brings us to 83-0, and don't want to jinx anything, but Daniel should make this kick, so it would be 85. However, do you believe in the announcer's curse? We talked to Mr. Cazzoli about this a couple times.
No, I don't. What is this? Oh, somebody's asking about the pickle joke. Pickle liquors. We were talking about concession stands, and here locally in Georgetown, one of the items you can get at the concession stand are pickle liquors, which is just pickle juice frozen. It's very popular among the Georgetown locals. Anthony will be playing on Tuesday at the Seaside match. Scrums are indeed contested. Who's ever asking?
Let's go, Dean!
Dean with the return. He's real solid at those just hard meters gained forward. Just sucks that ball in, takes it into contact reliably straight. Great ball out to Bentz. Good pass by Connor. Still making those meters.
Exactly. Finally, he's brought down to the ground.
Sallow, yeah, sucks in all that defense. Oh, but lost it.
Get the poach. Nope.
Good run. Lost that guy initially, but man, you hold on to his foot. That's your one job. At least he doesn't break through, that's fine.
The ball's out and Morton jumps
Real
on
slow. We really ought to be winning those ones, but it is what it is. I can't tell. Henry Dittman coming in for Thomas Schrader. Oh, Marcel breaking away. Yep, great offload to Sebastian Cook, who's ripping downfield. Oh, he lost his footing.
Oh, man. Sebastian Cook is a lot faster than I remember.
Yeah, his speed's pretty good. But his ball handling's good, and he's tough, so he can really take those hits. Ian Whitehead, really strong, dominant run, breaking through the line, good support. What was the announcer's curse? Sorry, I want to go back to that.
Oh, sorry, yeah. We were talking to Mr. Gazzoli, but especially in basketball, when you say they're going to make the shot, you usually miss it. If it's like a really easy kick, there have been a lot of times this year where we're like, oh, there's no way they're going to miss this, and then they shank it. So we blame it on the announcers. I think it's bigger in, like, I think professionals. Like, you never say, oh, they should make this.
I don't know, Michael. It sounds a lot like superstition to me.
It does. But it's just past experiences where I was like, there's no way they're going to miss this, and then they miss it.
But then, of course, in that scenario, there's only one of two outcomes. Like, they're either going to make it or they're going to miss it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like when people are like, oh, I guessed right. I knew you were going to have a boy. It's like, well, it was a 50-50 odds there. So
well, it involves the announcers a little bit more into the game, so I take what I can get, you know. If I say that I have an impact, even though I usually don't.
Oh, looks like that is the game. Final score of 92-0 with Daniel punching home that final kick. They're going to circle it up. You guys always take it out too early, you know. People at home, I think they want to watch the sort of post-game, you know. We always fade out, and it's like, hey, man, we want to watch everybody celebrate. And hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray to the team. Hip, hip, hooray to the sir. Hip, hip, hooray to the broadcasters. No, they don't do that. Hip, hip, hooray to the opponent. And then Lions on 3. We're going to get a little sportsman-like action here with some
Which is great. Because,
high fives.
I mean, a lot of other, sports, you don't really see that. You don't really see the other team cheering for the other team. It's great sportsmanship.
Yeah, definitely a good rugby. So now, as tradition dictates, we will feed the Morton Mustangs, although I think they're going to take their food to go. They've got a nice 3-hour jaunt back to Chicago, which we've certainly made those trips ourselves, so we know the deal. But they're going to go ahead and get some food. We are going to hang out here a little bit longer just because you guys never do. So I'm going to insist that we just stay here and kind of watch, get some good face shots. I'll even tell the camera guy, Jake, to, you know, get some good shots. So he's got Mr. Hayes there talking to brother. You know, we got the team over here chit-chatting, taking off their socks. Yeah, it's exciting. I know all the parents back home want as much screen time as they can get. So we'll get you as much as we can as long as I'm here. But
Well, we'll take down the notes and we'll see if we can work on it from then.
It is getting a little chilly out here, so we probably ought to wrap it up. Some post-game stretching. Well, this has been a good time. We'll have to make this a thing.
Definitely a lot more conversation in this broadcast.
Here, let's see. What do we got nearby?
Vince! Marcel!
Going to bring Marcel over. He's going to say, Marcel, so how do you think the game went?
I think we got off to a little bit of the rough start. I think we're trying to run our system at the beginning, but by the second half, I think we got the system down and we were doing pretty good with that.
Yeah, because most of you guys came together just this past couple days.
Yeah, we have a couple guys out of town, so some of us got moved around, so we really had to work out some kinks, but we got those down in these past 2 days. I think we're doing really well.
Yeah, how do you think the playing the different positions went for a lot of guys?
I think it was really an experience for some of us. One of us, we started off as a back, Sebastian Cook, and then a little bit through the game, he got sent in as number 6, and he was a little bit surprised himself, but we worked it out and we pushed through, and we came out strong in the end.
Yeah, definitely, 92-0. All right,
Yeah.
well, thanks.
All right, thank you, Coach.
See ya.
Here, Michael.
Marcel, he was the nearest one to the podium, so I
Yeah.
just grabbed him. But,
No, we did that Brother Rice game. We got
Yeah, no, it
varsity
was
player.
good. It was
Yeah.
good. I liked it. I was rolling off of that. But now we got a couple guys here that are getting serious with the truck, getting ready to clean up. Yeah, they came all the way over. Yeah, they're insisting we break it down. So I think we're gonna have to wrap it up. Well, Jake, why don't you take us out with a nice panning shot of the field? Wind's blowing, sun's going down, or it's down rather. Sunset in 3 minutes. All right, Michael McCall signing off. Well,
That's Coach Mr. Lanthier.
yeah,
Thank
we're
you
out
very
of here.
much.
We'll see you next time.